90 days of YouTube will completely change your life. And I think that the reason that 99% of creators, YouTubers, business entrepreneurs on YouTube never actually make it is because they are too attached to the result. When you are too attached to the result, when you don't immediately see the instant gratification that comes from all of the different dopamine hits that we see every single day, you become paralyzed. So for example, on Instagram, when you post an Instagram reel or when you post a TikTok, the chances of a TikTok actually going viral on its very first try is actually pretty high, because Instagram and TikTok has this threshold of, hey, from when this person posts his very first video, it should get at least 1,000 views. So that means it immediately tests it with different audiences. And people see those 1,000 views and they get an immediate dopamine hit. And with that immediate dopamine hit, they think they should continue posting on Instagram and TikTok. But YouTube does not fundamentally work the same way, because YouTube is not like Instagram and TikTok. YouTube is a PvP system. When someone's video wins, aka when someone on the homepage gets the click faster than you because their thumbnail and their title is better, and they spend time watching someone else's video, time is finite, attention is finite. So when someone is watching Mr. Beast's video, they are not watching your video. So Mr. Beast is winning that attention over you, compared to Instagram or TikTok, where you can infinitely scroll. You are not competing for attention because it is a brain rot platform. It is people just mindlessly scrolling. And because people mindlessly scroll on your content, they will also not consume as much of your content for as long as they need to. And if you're a business entrepreneur who actually wants to grow a personal brand on YouTube, who actually wants to use YouTube as a distribution platform, you need to consider the amount of time that people spend with you on a specific video. On Instagram or TikTok, they do not spend nearly enough time. They maybe spend 10, 20, 30 seconds with you whenever they watch Instagram or TikTok reel. When you look at the average view duration of any YouTube video that's in the range of 10 to 20 to 30 minutes long, the average view duration is at least 3 minutes. That means there are some people who drop off within 10 seconds, and there are some people who watch the entire 10 minutes with you. And 10 minutes with you with a directed focus of you talking about a specific topic, solving a specific problem for the specific viewer, or entertaining them for a certain period of time, building character, building storytelling, developing a connection with them. The connection is completely different. The way that the viewer perceives you is completely different. And that is something that most business owners, most entrepreneurs, most people who want to grow a YouTube presence don't understand. Because YouTube is inherently PvP, it is player versus player. If one person wins, the other person loses. That means that YouTube is a winner takes all game. And YouTube doesn't immediately distribute 1,000 views to your video. Doesn't mean that if you post your very first video and it flops, that you are not capable of becoming a great YouTuber, or you're not capable of becoming a great personal brand on YouTube. That just means that it takes time. That's why this video is titled Dedicate 90 Days to Your YouTube Channel. Because if you were to actually dedicate 90 days to your YouTube channel and get 1% better every single day, I bet that if you're a business owner, you would close your very first client. And if you run an actual YouTube channel, or if you're a creator or whatever, you would get your first 100 to first 1,000 subscribers within your first 90 days, given that you actually take action and stop waiting for that dopamine hit. Because YouTube is a long form platform, right? That is where all of the money is being made. That is where everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to make long form YouTube content. If you talk to any 12-year-old, 12-year-olds love to become YouTubers now because they have grown up watching YouTubers just do YouTuber things. So you need to understand that YouTube long form is where the big money is. Instagram, TikTok is where the small money is and the quick money is because of the quick dopamine hits. It is much more stable, much more longevity. And if you were to actually commit to it for 90 days, yes, the cycle for creating a YouTube video is much longer because it's not a 30-second reel that you pop your hand out, your iPhone, and you just talk to it and the video comes to life. You actually have to spend time ideating, determining what do I actually talk about in my video. how do I communicate an idea in a coherent way so that the viewer, when they watch it, they actually understand exactly what I'm saying, and they're appreciative of me spending time dissecting it. And then I got to figure out my title, my packaging, right, the thumbnail, right? Those are as important as the video, if not more important, in order to get the click. Only then can you post. There are a whole host of things that you need to figure out versus compared to Instagram or TikTok, where you can whip your phone out, just record it, and then call it your very first reel being posted. There are a bunch of things that you need to figure out before you start posting on YouTube. That's why you need to give it a span of at least 90 days, ideally 180 days. But I know a lot of you guys watching have low attention spans or are impatient in general. That's why you never commit to a 90-day sprint in order to achieve those results. So back in September, I believe, September of 2025, I hosted a 6-week YouTube sprint where I took 20 people to actually grow their YouTube channel with us, and we had this amazing results. And I think for a couple of reasons that there were these really amazing results. For example, we had Ryan, who grew his agency from, I believe, 4K a month to 15K a month within an 8-week time span. So those 6 weeks plus another 2 weeks. And we had Roberto, who also grew a YouTube channel from practically 0 to 5,000 subscribers by now. And he gained that initial momentum during that 6-week sprint. And the way that I organize the 6-week sprint and the way that I set it up is so that, hey, you can sign up for the 6-week sprint. It's $1,000 for my time and my attention. And if you post 6 videos by the end of those 6 weeks, we'll refund you your $1,000. So that is an action-based guarantee. So if they were to actually take the action, come into my mentorship, all they would have to do is give me a testimonial in exchange for my time actually teaching them how to grow their YouTube channel. And I think we had 8 out of 20 of those people actually hit those 6 videos in 6 weeks. And a good fraction of those guys actually went out and got videos with hundreds of thousands of views, 200,000 views, 300,000 views. And the reason that they got such incredible success is, might be because of me, but I believe it's because there was a time constraint on it, right? They actually chose to dedicate a certain period of their life towards growing their YouTube channel. It was a 6-week time frame, and outside of that 6-week time frame, if they didn't actually hit the milestone of 6 videos in 6 weeks, they wouldn't have qualified for the guarantee. And those people who actually qualified for the guarantee went on to become some of my most successful students and really benefited from spending a bunch of time growing their YouTube channel because they chose a very specific time frame. It was 6 weeks for them, right? In your case, it can be 6 weeks, it can be 90 days. I advocate for at least 90 days. And there was focused effort and attention during those 6 weeks. So what I highly encourage you to do is set aside a certain amount of time. Give it at least 90 days so that you can see the results come to fruition, so that you can go through the cycles of creating your title, thumbnail, packaging, writing the script, recording the video, editing the video, so that you can fall and stumble and learn and look at all the YouTube data inside of YouTube Studio, and then you can make an educated decision as to whether YouTube is for you or not. Because truth be told, YouTube isn't for everyone. YouTube is a stressful game, right? There's all of those different components that I've just broken down for you, and you probably have your own business to run, right? You probably have 1,000 other things that are a priority. And now there's this new thing that's YouTube that you've either put off for a very long time, or maybe you have failed at it previously. But if you had failed at it previously, or you had been putting it off, now's your chance. This is your sign as you're watching this video to go ahead, spend 90 days, dedicate yourself to mastering the craft of YouTube. Watch every single video on this channel. Drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a comment as to whether you are in. I'm happy to help you, happy to serve you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.